need to be there. They just like he should get booze and like because not everyone's gonna like you, are they?
They like people that are willing to like say it how it is. They like people that see everyone as equal and are willing to like have a pop, even if it's someone of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
But I think there is still a side of, humanity where the woman is seen a little bit still as like the weaker vessel, and you can't just go and like say what he said to Rachel and get away with it. You don't do that. As a man, you can't do that. Do you know what I mean, Mo?
No, I mean,
Women don't. People, I don't think people like women bitching at each other in a really nasty way. So they're not going to have a man saying what he said to Rachel. I think it was just like, it was too much. And I said to him after, I said, dude, you've overstepped the mark. And he said, I know. He knew he had. Ben knew he had as well. Did you see Ben when he came in? Ben basically said to him, like, it's like, Nathan will be wanting to give you a massage, or Nathan wanted to give you a massage or something. And I think Ben knew he had done too much.
yeah. I mean, in the beginning, John James would have probably had the biggest female support in the outside world. Obviously good looking and stuff like that. But but I think the more he started turning on women, I think he would have lost those fans in droves.
Yeah.
Like, and I think constantly having a pop at Corin didn't help him either, because
No.
that's one of
She was obviously well liked, wasn't she?
yeah, that's one of the fundamental differences John and I had, was I didn't think Corin was fake at all. That's just who she is.
Yeah.
That's her personality. Just
He got to me, John, a little bit with that. And the one time I nominated Corin once, and it was off the back of a week of John saying that like he felt Corin was fake and can't you see what she's like, and he was on at me for a whole week. And then I went into the diary room to do my nominations, and I nominated one person. I didn't have another one to nominate. And I sat in the diary room chair for ages, and I thought, what am I going to do? And then I came down to Corin and John. And I thought, which one am I going to nominate? And in the end, I ended up getting drunk on the diary room chair, hammered, drunk, falling around. Ended up nominating Corin. As soon as I came out from there, I thought, you've made a mistake. And then that's the only regret, really, apart from, like, obviously me. I nominated you a couple of times, but it was the only time that I thought I'd made a mistake, a big mistake. And I felt bad about it after, and I thought, man, I shouldn't have done that. Because she wasn't fake. She was a really nice person, full of energy, that had dealt with some crap situations in a good way. And I really felt for her.
I had to convince him in the second or third week that you weren't fake.
Yeah.
I had to have like a 3-hour conversation, and then he was going, do you think John's legit? Do you think not John, do you think Dave's legit? Do you think Dave's legit? Do you think all this religious stuff is real? Do you think he's just saying it? And I just was like, but the problem is, this is when like, no, it was the second week, because this is like the week when all the other characters were just like feeding each other's paranoia about things.
Yeah.
And I said to John, I said, don't let the worm of doubt creep into your mind, because as soon as you do, you'll never get it out. And I said, don't go don't go and hearsay what other people are saying. Don't be, just because someone doesn't like someone doesn't mean you don't have to like someone. I think that's, you can't have
They're the best of both worlds this year.
I think you can't have 14 people in a house and not have elements. I think when you have 14 people living in the house, you have all elements of human emotion. You can't have 100% house of love. There'll always be some bitchiness and some resentfulness or some you know, back chat, whatever. You know, it's just human nature. You know,
Yeah.
none of us are perfect. So, but I think majority of the time we were a house of love,
I think so,
with
definitely.
the occasional John James burst.
I didn't like the whole thing, you know, that like you had to be real, and to be real meant that you were gonna like argue with people and bitch about people, and you'd have to like show these emotions and get confrontational. Like Kiva, you know, that was majorly like what she brought. That like, you know, if the house was gonna be real, it was gonna be argumentative. I don't believe that.
Doesn't
You know
have
what I
to
mean?
be.
Like, you know, on the outside, I'm real. You know, like everyone knows who I am on the outside. I don't spend any time arguing with people and being confrontational with people. Do you know what I mean? And so I don't think that for us to be living in a house and for this house to be real, it had to be like argumentative, and it had to mean that every minute of the day there would be these huge blow-ups and confrontation. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I agree. Well, no, I'm just being myself here, and you know, all this keeping it real by Sammy. I don't think it necessarily had to imply, bringing of arguments and
But
confrontation.
I think when we meet Kiva again in the outside world, I don't think she'll be like what she was in this house. I think this house is very much a crucible. It'll burn you down to different elements, and some elements will bubble to the surface more than others. Sometimes it can be positive things, and sometimes it can be negative things. And I think just for her, the pressure of this place got too much, and as soon as the pressure becomes too much for you, that's when the negative things come out. You know, and it becomes like an uphill struggle. I think in the outside world, Kiva wouldn't be anything like, as negative as she was in here. I think, it's the same thing with John. I don't think he'd be half as argumentative in the outside world because there's not this pressure in here.
Yeah.
You know,
Can you tap me a pen?
I do feel for John in some ways because I do know what it's like to be angry. When I was about Andrew's age, I was angry all the time because I was angry. I was angry at myself. I wasn't happy with my sexuality at that point, and so that unhappiness festered into anger. So I do know what it's like, and I do think a few things that are still bubbling under John's anger may still have to do with his father's passing.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of underlying emotions there. So I can understand underlying emotions turning into anger.
Yeah.
But it passes.
Yeah.
And now I try very, very much never to get angry. And the way I deal with things now is I don't know if you ever noticed, but when John kicked off, I'd just leave the room.
Yeah.
I've had the last 6 months of my life have been totally crap, and I just didn't want to be around that, which may look like me copping out of the situation, but
Koza was the same one, and she just didn't want to put up with it.
yeah.
I was a bit gutted that she got dragged into stuff over the last few days. It did spoil things for her, didn't it?
Should be loving it now. Should be
Yeah.
having her hair done. I don't know. I wonder at what point you've got free time to go do that stuff. Because I'd imagine all four of them would be all very busy today.
I'm not sure
think
today.
so.
Actually, I reckon I have some free time.
Pardon?
I reckon I have some free time.
Yeah.
The good thing we're in here. We leave Tuesday night. Probably there may be a bit of a party or something on the Wednesday. We may have to come in the house and do like a BBLB thing.
Yeah.
And then probably I would have thought we all go home until, or maybe go home on the Thursday after doing a bit of a press stuff. Probably go home then until the wrap party. It would have been a bit of a nightmare. Get evicted last night. Probably have to hang around here till Tuesday. Get dressed back up for the finale. You know what I mean? And then probably have to do a little bit more on the Wednesday. Then go back home. Then come back. It's a bit of a nightmare, really. So I think logistically this works out a bit better. I don't know what my family will do. My family will probably go home and come back on the Tuesday. But I think it works better like this.
Yeah.
One thing that they're going to be able to do is go and buy some nice clothes and freshen up. And obviously we got to wear the same stuff, which sucks a little bit.
We should ask Big Brother to give you a nice new shirt to go out in.
Yeah, one that fits.
That'd be great.
I'm sure they won't begrudge you that for the final night.
I brought some nice clothes with me, but they took them off me. I bought a nice shirt that they took off me. I bought some Ben Sherman trousers, but they were pretty much new. Brought them with me, and I was going to wear trousers, shoes, and like a nice shirt, and they took it off me, so I had nothing to wear. I don't mind though; it's not an issue. I mean, like you just are who you are. At the end of the day, people don't give a rip how you dress. It'd be nice to dress nice, but who cares?